What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of the Let's Get Chatting podcast. As always, I am your host, Josh. I am here chilling, not killing, but vibing, thriving. You know how it is. I got Jack with me today. Jack's well into his fitness, which is actually quite handy for me because basically I'm in need of inspiration right now.
Oh, let's go.
But before I start, I just want to say, so Jack's someone who has, from the profile I've read, sort of hit rock bottom, had alcohol burnout, put on a shitload of weight, lost a shitload of weight, fought back, and sort of turned that into your passion. I was looking at it that way. And then also
Yeah.
you're kind of well into your cars and shit as well. So we'll
Yes,
get into
sir.
all of it. But first off, mate, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm sweet. I'm actually in the middle of so I used to go to pre-baby. I used to go to gym all the time.
Yep.
I was obsessed 2 times a day. Bam, bam, bam. I've got a 2-year-old now, and that 2 years has made it freaking hard, you know. So I'm trying to get back into it, and it's like,
I got a lot for you then.
I'm so tired, man. I'm so tired. But obviously, what actually drew me to yourself more than just the fitness aspect of it is the fact that you mentioned that you hit like a really shit time in your life.
Correct. Yeah.
A massive part of this podcast is, you know, mental health, and advocating for how to get through mental health issues and rock bottom as such.
Yeah.
So I always like to start with my guests, like, what was your upbringing like? How was it? What kind of kid were you before any of this stuff sort of happened? How was your family life? All that.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, so very traditional household growing up. Very fortunate. I mean, I had a lot of great things growing up. Parents were together, had siblings. You know, had basically built-in best friends. You know, I had 3 other
Yeah.
siblings. So it was definitely a great upbringing, but there were definitely also things that kind of led to my downfall down the line. So like
Okay.
growing up, I had kind of this passion for adrenaline. So
Yeah.
I loved skateboarding. I was like one of those little skateboarding phenoms, like 10, 12-year-old doing some crazy stuff. Like, holy crap. Like that was my thing. And then I loved music. I was a big music, very
Okay.
artistic, playing guitar. You know, my favorite band growing up was Aerosmith, like just total like love
Nice.
classic rock, which was so weird for a kid my age. It's like you listen to a little kid and he's like jamming out to AC/DC and like Aerosmith and Jay Giles Band and Boston and all these different classic rock bands. Just loved it. Loved it. Queen, of course. But you know, what happened essentially is like as I was growing up, what my dad knew was sports.
Yeah.
That's what he knew,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So what happened is basically like obviously like I said, very fortunate for my upbringing. Very, you know, we had money. I was fine. Like I was not gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, I was not starving. I was very fortunate for that. But basically, like I was just told, no, you have to stop this stuff. You have to
Okay.
stop what you are enjoying. You were good at sports, which I was. I played 3 sports my entire life, going up until college, basically. Hockey, soccer, baseball. So pretty much year round playing 3 sports. So it kind of took over my life. So all
Yeah.
of the stuff that made me kind of slowly dwindled away because I was kind of given this life that like I am just told like you're living this, which is like not the fault of my own of his own, my dad or even my mom. It's just they thought, oh yeah, like you know, social activity, yeah, let's put him to sports, but it was kind of
Yeah.
stripping me of my me, right,
Yeah.
individuality. And I think a lot of people go through this too. Is like they kind of grow up a certain way and then they kind of get pushed in a certain direction by parents or their environment. And so that's kind of what happened is I just like lost a lot of like what made me me as I
Pretty
was
cool.
growing up. And then I ended up playing college baseball. And then like basically once I got a bad elbow injury leading up to college, and that kind of what stemmed like my really breaking point with alcoholism and then also binging is like I destroyed my elbow playing
Yeah.
sports, like destroyed it. My body was in shambles essentially. And so the next best thing is to become a professional drinker, you know? You
I think
know,
going to
and
college helps with that as well,
yeah,
right?
dude, it's like the environment of it. You know, it's so tough with college too, because everyone just says, oh, but it's college. I'm like, yeah, but it's like, it's literally alcoholism masked in just like, you know, it's like a
And where
mask
are you
above it.
from?
I'm from Boston, Massachusetts
Okay,
originally.
cool. So obviously
Yeah.
being in the UK, when we think
Yeah.
of like American college, we see all this shit on TV where it's like, you know, 21 Jump Street and all this, or it's like
It's
these badass
it
parties and all
depends. It
that.
depends what school you go to, man. I went to engineering school, so I was a bit of a nerd.
Okay. Okay.
Studied mechanical engineering in college, which is, I guess, another thing that my kind of like what happened was is my dad and my mom even too like, oh, you like cars, which I always loved adrenaline, so like I literally like leaned towards it, like motorsports stuff growing up
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
They're like, you're gonna be an engineer, like that's just it. So then I
Hmm.
convinced myself I was gonna be this. Then I went to an engineering school, um, and so yeah, essentially like the college scene's was not crazy at my engineering school,
Hmm.
but they definitely partied hard because you just be focused so much on class during the week that like you just want to like some level of normalism on the weekends, and the people would just go a little bit too ham. You have the same
Sure.
issue with places like Harvard, MIT, and whatever, where
Yeah.
it's like you're
Yeah.
working yourself so hard that the second you get like some kind of freedom, you just go might be a little bit too hard. And I was going down a pretty bad path just because once I kind of lost sports, I didn't really have anything that made me me. I kind of just
How
like,
was
oh,
it with the sports? Obviously, because you were doing like your skateboarding, well into your music and all that sort of stuff. That's like super
yeah,
creative.
yeah,
So, did you find because obviously sports can be like quite strict. You're
yeah.
restricted. You're training. This is what you're doing. Did that affect you at all?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't as happy, like, looking back,
Hmm.
in the moment, you feel great, whatever, but I look
Yeah.
back and
Yeah.
I reflect, I'm like, I used to spend my days just drawing or jamming out on the guitar or just, like, playing the like, skating, like, outside just 'cause I felt like it, versus when it was time for training for these sports, whatever, it's like, I hated it, like, I didn't wanna, like, go and, like, do it on my own time because I always
Hmm.
said, like, "Dude, I was playing 3 sports all year round," like, if I
Fuck
wasn't
that.
like, it was psychotic. 'Cause, like, I
Yeah,
was
that's
very
heavy.
like, I naturally was very good, but it's like if I
Yeah.
was, like, in season with, soccer or, football, like, if I was in season with that, it's like I was also playing, like, a select league for hockey on Fridays, and then I was training for baseball on Saturday. It was, like,
Shit.
psychotic, like, so it was just so nonstop. It completely took over my life. So it was so regimented, so strict. Like I was so used to just being on this schedule all the time, every year, even like summer when it's like summer vacation. It's like I was playing all 3 sports, all on different
Yeah.
teams. Dude, like I'd be doing your 2 days basically, but like it was
It's
crazy. You
It's a
know,
bit like the, like, it sounds a bit like you correct me if I'm wrong, but like the rebellious of like,
D-
like when you get
pretty much.
these people who are like really indoctrinated into a religion, and as soon as they like get to school, like, the whole
It
Catholic
opens
girl,
up. I know, dude. Yeah.
it sounds a bit like it's that sort of thing where you're training so hard and you're so strict on yourself, and then when sort of that either is gone or is taken away from you, it's like
You
just,
don't know what to
well,
do.
what the
You like
fuck
you
is there?
yeah. Like you just like you
Yeah.
don't know what to do with your life. Genuinely, you're wondering like what makes like you just that's what was happening is like I had no individuality. I had no like my music was just like whatever everyone else was listening to. I like
Yeah.
wish music's a huge part of my life now, but like
Mhm.
back like at that time I was like just listening to whatever, like just whatever party music there was. Like it's just I had nothing that made me me. Like
And
zero.
that's all really
You know what I
shit
mean?
as well.
It was
Pie music
so
sucks.
it was an awful feeling when I started realizing it. I'm like, when people ask me like, "What are you into?" I'm like, "What everyone else is into," and that was like,
Yeah.
and that was a problem because it's just like for me, like growing up, I liked being more unique and having my own like identity a little bit. Like, not a lot of people were into like the guitar or music, whatever, and it just felt cool, And I felt like I was just more of just like a unique individual, whatever. But then like I just was slowly becoming everyone else, everyone that's in
Yeah.
my environment. And then I became kind of my dad. My dad had battled alcoholism as well, and so it's like all of
Mhm.
a sudden, like I'm just becoming other people, and I'm like, what happened? So I
Yeah.
just had this crazy, like I know you're talking about like a little bit of like a downfall. Like that's what it was. It's like I just had this like crisis of just like what the hell am I doing? I put on 60 pounds in one single year, 60
Fucking hell.
pounds from like to put in perspective of like because I'm a coach now, it's like to put on a pound of fat, you need to eat basically 3,000 calories above your maintenance, right? Is equal
Yeah.
to so it's like I'm basically eating right? Like just copious amounts of food every day,
Mhm.
binging, couldn't go to bed without alcohol in my system, like, hiding that from people. It was just a problem. And I put on so much weight in 1 year. And I was just in a really, really, really bad spot. And then basically just honestly just going sober, straight up, just I had to go cold turkey. I had a problem. I tried to keep it around. And I just had that moment where I was just looking in the mirror, like, what the hell makes me me? You know what I mean? And
How
so
was it going cold turkey? And then the reason I ask
it
is
was brutal.
I was gonna say a personal thing about me. So my mum is well, she's still an alcoholic. She still suffers. Now, some people don't like to label it, you're always an alcoholic, you were an alcoholic, whatever. Like my mum is still drinking. She's still an alcoholic.
Yeah.
She's you know, and she struggles because every time if she quits and goes cold turkey, she literally has seizures.
Oh, geez,
She
okay.
like,
Yeah.
she's been to hospital a few times because of what happens is if she doesn't get enough alcohol in her system, her body just seizes.
Yep, it
It's
doesn't know
fu
how to function. Yeah,
uh,
that's I never got to
that's
that level,
heavy.
obviously, but, like, I was getting headaches.
Mhm.
You just have this constant urge. It's almost like how people feel like nowadays with their phones, where it's like, "Oh, man, like, I haven't looked at my phone in about
Mm.
10 minutes," and they just start, like, don't know what you do with your life. It was
You
like
feel
that
your
where
pocket vibrating and
dude, yeah,
shit,
you're
and you're
like,
like,
"Wait,"
"It's not
it's like,
even."
it's a phantom vibrate? Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's like every day I was just like, "Dude," like, I'm just, like, getting uneasy, like, a little bit, like, anxious, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's clearly just a sign of addiction, and then with the binging stuff, like, I just like, it was my coping mechanism. It's like
And
every
it was
time, like
just alcohol, right?
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
alcohol.
I mean,
Yeah.
college can get crazy, so I
It can
thought I'd
get
ask the
crazy
question.
for sure, for sure. I never got exposed to other things, thankfully. I think it would have been
That's
a way
good.
worse, if I did, but, that's kind of what I just, like, leaned in on, but then and then with food, it's like every time I just, like, sit down for dinner or sit down to watch some TV to the end of the night, it was just like you don't think of it as binging, but then I look back
It's
knowing what I do, it's like, dude, I would go through bags of chips, like, at will. You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
it's
it
heavy
it
because 'cause I'm still like that.
dude, it's like and it's like it
It's
sucks because
hard.
it's so hard, you know what I
It's
mean? And you get
so
so
fucking
used to
good.
it, and you get regimented to it, and it's something
Mhm.
you always do, and all of a sudden you feel weird when you're like you stop trying to pull back. You're like, "Wait, I didn't realize I almost have like this like almost the addiction's not the right word, but it's like your
But it is.
routine."
It
It
is.
is, and it was,
It's
yeah.
an addiction no one's talking about. This is
Yeah,
the thing,
yeah.
like binge
It's like the
eating.
silent addictions that people are not thinking about. Even with
Yeah,
dude, their phones, like, everyone has an addiction to their phone in some way. It's a silent
yeah.
killer. And I'm, like, literally just I'm reading a book right now on how to, like, detach because, like, my business is fully online, and I'm like, "Geez, dude, I
It's
gotta pull
hard.
back." Dude, it
It's,
impacts different
it's
relationships, whatever, man. So
I work with tech. So like I work with tech and obviously with the podcast, it's like constantly like uploading stuff and
constant,
doing
dude.
this
Oh, yeah.
and I'm on my phone and then like sometimes I'll be at home and like I say I've got a 2-year-old son and I'm sat on the sofa and it's like I'm doing something. He's like looks at me and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Like there's been so many times where I'll just launch my phone and be like, nah, fuck this phone. Like I need to like be a dad, you know?
Yep.
But you do get caught and it's just so easy. It's so
Dude,
easy
people
to
don't know
do
how to
that.
be bored nowadays. Like, that's
I
the
know.
thing. People don't know how to just, like, sit in their thoughts, sit in the
Hmm.
couch when you're like, you could have been paying attention to your kid, but for some reason, right, you had this urge to grab your phone and then
Yeah.
just start scrolling. Dude, your kid's
Yeah.
right there. You're not
And that's the
allowing
thing.
yourself to be
It
bored, right?
it
It's
you're not
crazy.
in the
Yeah.
moment, are you?
Yeah.
And the problem is like, listen, I've done it. I'm not saying anybody who does that is a bad person. It doesn't make you a terrible parent or
No,
person,
no,
but it's
of
just
course
a
not.
mental thing to take
Yeah.
note of where like and how old are you, Jack? Sorry?
I'm 27.
So you're 27, so you're
Yeah.
3 years younger than me. So you did you it sounds so patronizing, but do you remember a time without the fucking smartphones?
Oh, dude, of course. Of course. Yeah, yeah. I barely
Yeah.
touched that
So like
thing
going
in,
out,
like,
fucking playing in the
high
mud.
school, even college, didn't even do anything, like, you know what I mean? I feel so bad for this day and age. I love how he stems to kind of the phones now, but, like, it is seriously a problem.
Like I'll always say like the reason I talk about phones is because it's just a massive social like shit show at the minute. So I always like to put a little bit of that like because I understand everybody talks about it, everybody feels the same way, but I don't think the population understand that everybody thinks that way, if that makes sense. So it's
Yeah.
like it's so backwards. So you had this moment, you were like, no, fuck this, I'm drinking too much, I've put on too much weight. How did you get yourself out of that shit? That's like a really important part because obviously you've gone through like this really shit time. You know, like you say, it's you're at a point where the sports aren't going as much, or you're not, you
Yeah, I
know,
went cold turkey
and
pretty
you're
much, no
like,
more sports.
so you've got cold turkey from sports, and then you've got like you've been to the drinking and the binging. So at what point, where did you go? Oh fuck,
Dude, it's hard to, like, say because, like or, like, think about per se. It's like there's no everyone's like, "What was your moment?" It's like there was definitely just a day back then, I mean, it was many years ago, of just, like, looking in the mirror, not being happy, and
Yeah.
kind of at first I didn't realize I had such an issue with alcohol. It's not like I just like, oh, I have a direct problem, whatever. I saw how heavy I got, right? So then I started trying to work out,
Yeah.
but then something kept me from losing weight. And I'm like, it's like the alcohol was just a problem, and I couldn't outwork it, right? Because I knew sports
Yeah.
and I knew how to work hard, whatever. So I just worked really hard, but the weight really wasn't coming off. I couldn't outwork what I was putting in my body. So
That's
then
my
I just like,
motto.
yeah,
I've lived like
yeah,
that, and this is so. Just to bring it back to what I was talking about, it's like I've always, and it used to work when I was like 24, 25. It worked. I was like, I'll just train it away. Whatever I eat, whatever I drink, I can train it out, and I did. I'll get in really good shape. But now I'm
yeah.
30. That shit doesn't happen.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's a totally different ball game once you start having responsibilities, and you know what
Yeah.
I mean. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. So it's just I could not work it, so I realized I had a problem. Like it literally just I had to go sober. I had
Yeah.
to. It was just something that like I could not keep it around. I tried to, I'll just drink on the weekends, but it just was a problem. And then with the food, like I just got rid of all snacks. I realized it just like I just deep dove into the inside of just the education side of things with health, with understanding calories, with understanding protein, and all the things related to fitness. So then it slowly but surely just started to figure it out. And then basically in about a year and a half, 2 years, I was 80 pounds down. So 60 pounds up and then I dropped 80.
D-
Um,
just to jump in there, did you find
yeah.
that when you were learning more about like the food and your calories, your proteins, your macros, all that sort of shit, were you also researching like how bad food is for you as well? So was that putting you off some of the food?
Yeah, I would say so. I'm starting to learn a little bit about like, holy crap, like all the chips, all this, all that. Like, it's not this. It's causing me to be tired. It's not fueling my
Yeah.
body. But I more so just like leaned more into like, how do I fuel myself? Like, how do I start like getting enough protein to start feeling better? It was less about like, oh, this is super bad for me. This is super bad for me. I just started bringing in like adding the right stuff rather than just like
Yep.
restrict. And I started adding it so much that I didn't even have an urge for the crap that I used to eat all the time. The chips, that I had such an issue with the sweets at night as well. Loved
Night
candy,
is the
loved
worst.
dude, worst problem. Yeah, it's just and I realized that stemmed from just not eating enough quality food and not having enough protein. Someone who
Okay.
snacks a lot or who's like inching for the snacks is just you're just not actually satiating yourself enough with the right kind of food. So you just have this constant urge. But once you start bringing in the right things, and I learned this, I'm like, I have no urge or no just like hunger or craving towards the stuff that I used to. But it just took time doing it. It took the reps to do that. But yeah. So all of a sudden, just like I said, I would just kept going, and eventually I was 80 pounds down, and I looked like a complete freak. I was like shredded to the gills, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, "How did this happen?" Because this was within a 2 or 3 year time frame. So people saw me saw me be overweight, and then very quickly, all of a sudden, I was like the best shape I've ever been in my life, and be like,
Did you get
"What?"
all the steroid accusations and all that as
A
well?
couple. I wasn't like
Yeah.
the biggest dude, you know what I mean? Like I was really
Mhm.
lean, so it's not like holy crap, Jack's also shredded and huge. It's like he's just
Mhm.
shredded.
Because that's a
I
big thing
definitely
over here.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it's rampant. Steroid usage is a total and other like it's so common
What's your
nowadays.
opinion on that?
I think it has its place with certain individuals in terms of, like, if you're doing competitive bodybuilding and
Competing.
stuff,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I mean, you just are if you try to do naturally, unless you're just, like, 1 in a million genetics, you just will always be in a disadvantage in terms of, like,
Yeah.
if you're trying to do a mixed, like, both enhanced and natural. Like, if it's NPC, for example, you try to do natural, it's gonna be hard to compete, period, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
natural bodybuilding, the way it works, like, I mean, I love bodybuilding, I competed and stuff. It's like
Okay.
you basically it's more about how long your genetics one, but two, how long you've been doing the thing. The people that have the oldest on stage are also the people that have the most muscle and best looking on stage when you're in a
Yeah.
natural setting because it's a time thing. Versus you can have people that are on gear or steroids and like they could be 23, 24 and look absolutely bonkers like so quickly because of just the steroid usage and they could have started at 18 or 19 and you could put on an absurd amount of tissue very quickly. So from a competitive standpoint, like I get it. But
Yeah.
then like day to day, there's really no need for it. And the only time I see people you like going on, like, or I recommend people going on some sort of like testosterone replacement therapy, whatever, is like you go to literally a doctor and say, hey, your test levels are low. even if you're
Yeah.
doing all the right things, like medically, it's a good idea to get on it. Like I do plan to get on to like TRT eventually, in my 30s or 40s, when naturally it's just like I feel kind of held back, right? Libido's
Yeah.
down, I'm unable to put on muscle. My body's, I feel fatigued, I feel tired. Like I already like actually have low testosterone, so I've had to be very particular with what I put in my body to like keep
Hmm.
myself like naturally feeling good, because I did have a bad point. Like after I lost all the weight, I
Yep.
went too deep and then shut myself down. So it's just like I went through this whole spectrum.
Is it like
Um,
body dysmorphia sort of shit where you're just like,
Dude,
it's
so
never good
bad.
enough, right?
Yeah, yeah. When you get like super lean and stuff, and I was at like such a bad level because I was so used to being overweight. Then all of a sudden, so shredded. It's like I really struggled mentally finding my in between, because like I just was such on both extremes, that I didn't know how to like be a human being after I lost all the weight. So then it's like, okay, like how do you do this the right way? And that's where I kind
Yeah.
of come in with my coaching. It's like,
I
how
get
do you,
that.
yeah, how do you do it the right way? Like lose the weight without like being so obsessive, so ridiculously extreme with it.
And this is the thing
Mhm.
as well. Like that's also an addiction. Like the addictions aren't always something that you can look at in such a like a negative way. Like if you
Yeah.
see like a drug addict, alcoholic, or this, or this, like all these labels make it sound bad, but people don't understand. Like I was so when I was 19, I was 100 kilos.
Mhm.
So this is a fat kid, and I'm only
Yeah, big boy.
5'8".
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, same height as me, basically. I'm at
I
I'm
say
5'9".
I'm 5'7.5" actually, but I say 5'8". All right,
I'm
but
5'8" and 3/4, bro. Don't worry, I feel you.
so short, tubby, ginger. I didn't do well, but I hit a point where I went from like 101 kilos. I got down to 75 kg,
Wow.
and I was in like the best shape of my life. And um, I was on the scales every morning.
Yeah.
First thing I was doing, scales in the morning. I was going to the gym twice a day, morning cardio, in the evening lifting. Literally, my diet was so fucking boring as well. And I
Yeah.
think this is the biggest struggle for people. Is like I was eating chicken and rice, three protein shakes, and 2 boiled eggs, and that was it all day.
Yeah, it's not a lot of food either.
It's
That's
shit, right?
Yeah, that's not a lot of food, so you're gonna be shutting down pretty hard.
Hmm. And I think that's where it's like really hit me as I've got older, and I'm like, because I was like, oh yeah, I'll lose the weight. I'll just go back to doing what I was doing, right?
Yeah.
And I've tried that. It's just
Impossible.
fuck. That shit's not
This
happening,
is
man.
my
That shit's
whole
not happening.
brand, dude. It's like this is you're not alone, and this is literally what everyone goes through.
Hmm.
They definitely compare to what they've done before, potentially if they've had a transformation.
Yep.
And what I tell people is like your goal should no longer to be like, okay, super transactional, weight loss, this, whatever. It's like, how do you start, not stop?
Hmm.
Right. So it's like clearly the 2-a-days didn't work. And
Hmm.
even if you try to go 5 days a week right now, it'd probably be very hard with a kid, right? I would assume so. So it's like, but like, what could you do? Probably one, probably two,
I get
maybe,
four
right?
in. I get four in.
Oh, then there you go. You're a beast,
I
right? So
mean, I'm
there's
I'm
the,
I'm going
but
after
you hear,
this.
then there you go, dude. So it's like you're basically your worst enemy. You're self sabotaging because you're comparing to this crazy time of
Hmm.
life that you were in, which is in reality just not sustainable whatsoever. So it's like your goal, and I think everyone's goal going forward with health is like, how do I start, not stop? Because at the end of the day, you exercise it all throughout your week. You start fueling your body. You will like literally extend your quality of a life and your age of how old you can live by a huge margin just by moving your body. Period. Right. So it's like, just how do you like not go back to zero is the number one thing that is keeping people from where they want to go. Now, if you want to, I'm assuming you, dude, you don't look like you're overweight by any means. You probably are in great shape. You're just a critic, right?
I mean, I've lost 3 kilos this week,
Hell
so I'm
yeah.
doing all right.
Okay,
I'm
that's
doing
quite
all
a bit
right.
amount of weight, my guy. Sorry, but regardless, um, it's just like, just you could optimize, sure, obviously, but like in reality, you are in a great position. You're working out. You're healthy. You're not in a
Hmm.
problem. Now, if you want to be more shredded, that's probably lies in the movement and how much you move in a day, as well as the food you're putting in your body, right?
100%. hundred
But
percent.
it's not what you do in the gym. It's
And I
not what you're
think
doing in the gym. I promise
people
you that.
struggle to realize that as well. Like
Mhm.
people really struggle to realize like diet is the biggest, most important part. And but being ripped is fucking hard. Like you can get
It's
ripped.
very, very,
Staying
very, very
ripped,
hard. Yeah.
staying that way is fucking nails. But let's go back a little bit because what I want to do is
Yeah. Yeah.
find out how you got to Sorenson Fitness
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
because we
My
can sit
journey is a
here
little bit specific. Yeah, it's very
we can
interesting.
sit here all week and be like, yeah, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. But
I
until people
know.
know what you do, it's
Right.
like Why the
Yeah.
fuck would I listen to this guy? You know.
Why would he do yeah, fair. That's fair.
So how did you go from this losing this weight, and tell us what you do now, how you got to it, and tell us your journey there.
Yeah, sure. So I own an online health coaching company called Sorenson Fitness, various different coaches within my brand, and we mainly work with business owners and entrepreneurs, but all busy professionals mainly,
Yeah.
on how to create like lasting health change, right? Basically make it so you stop using time as an excuse,
Yeah.
real lasting change, so you stop restarting. That is my brand. That is what we do. Right. So for me, I'm a former engineer. I've been coaching for about 8 years now. I've been doing this for a
Okay.
while. I did on the side of being an engineer. I got certified. I was in person while being on the side of being an engineer. Like, I love this shit, man. Like, this was my passion. Once I lost all the weight, I realized I have a different purpose in life. I'm here for, like, this is what I'm here for. I'm a natural coach. I just love it.
Yeah.
It's just the coolest thing on the planet to help people change their lives. It's just, there's nothing better. So I was coaching on the side as being an engineer, and then even just like being an engineer, I saw how people treated their bodies, and like how much like even I got judged for just like taking care of myself in the office place. It was just it was just bad. It was just bad, and I was just like, it drove me to want to help more people. I'm like helping people in my office, whatever. But then just like bunch of things just kept pushing me more and more to like want to work harder on my business, honestly. Just like there was these health challenges we would go through, and then the winner would get a parking spot, and then like we would celebrate with like a damn freaking pizza party. Like, it was just all these things
Mm.
that kept driving me towards like, dude, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. um so I went to a different company because I just wasn't liking one, and it was more of a remote role. And that same issue, another health challenge, whatever. I'm like, this is everywhere. Like, this is a problem. Like, people are not taking care of themselves. And this is just engineering. I can't even imagine what it's like for the finance bros, for the dang, like all these different things where it's just such like crazy hours. Don't get me started on
Dude.
the trades people and all that. It's like, dude, just like it's everywhere, right? There's a
So
problem. People aren't taking
just
care of
to,
themselves, dude.
just to
So,
mention it there, like I'm a telecoms engineer, so
yeah.
I drive, like I wake up at like 6 a.m. I'll drive to my job, and I run around a building for a little bit, but predominantly I'm sat on my laptop. Then I'm
Yeah.
driving home,
Yeah.
and it's like, how do you fucking how like there's nothing to it, and it's funny that you mention about like the different jobs doing this, and like, it's so hard. I put a TikTok up the other day on my podcast account. I probably shouldn't have. I was just like, I went somewhere and I looked around and I was like, why is everybody's gut hanging over their belt?
Everyone. Yeah.
Like, you look around and it's like, I
It's
thought that was
normalized
meant to be
now.
America.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah.
no. But
but,
it's fair. I mean,
but
4 out of 10 people in America are obese, so
but that
it's
was a
pretty bad.
running joke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a running joke for so long. And I'm looking around thinking, I've been to America. I go to America for like 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't see this shit. Something's
Yeah.
not
This is
right.
new. This is new here. What's going on?
So it's the remote working, like you say, all of these jobs, they don't help you. Anyway, I interrupted you, carry
No,
on.
you're good, dude. You're good, man. So yeah, I just kept like it was always a side hustle, more or less. Like, it was something I just loved doing, but I started slowly getting more clients, but I started charging. I literally was coaching for free to just like help people. Then I started charging a
Hmm.
little bit more, very little amount, like $50 a month, $100 a month, like very little amount, nothing crazy. And then I actually like my company I was working for, which was a smaller. I worked with self-driving cars, like autonomous
Okay.
vehicles. And so like one of the cars, one of you guys probably driving around might have the program that I worked on, but like doesn't matter. but um, but regardless, basically the company I was working for got bought out by big tech. You hear about it all over the freaking place now. I got laid off on a random Tuesday, right? So just a random
Fuck.
Tuesday. So it was hard. I had a feeling it was coming because the acquisition happened, right? And then I could just tell like just the energy was going down. I'm
Mood
like,
music was there.
yeah, dude. I'm just like, dude, something's gonna happen. And all of a sudden, there's a talk of like, budget cuts. I'm like, it's happening. And then half the engineers just got wiped, dude. Like, just wiped.
Fuck.
And I was someone that I had a family emergency. I had to move out of state. And so I'm like, I'm an easy target. I'm coming. And then random Tuesday, just like, hey, Jack, so you're done. And I'm like, all
Jesus.
right. And so I'm someone I've had an entrepreneur mind for a long time. I had
Hmm.
some real estate. I joined like a real estate like mastermind group or business mastermind group, which is just like a bunch of people networking, just trying to just learn
Yeah.
more about that. And so I was already in that mindset. And so when that did happen, everyone's like, but dude, you have this business. You've been doing it for years. Like, I've been coaching for a long time. I've been full time with the business for 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
More or less. But like, I've been doing this for a long time. I've helped like, 50 people already. Like, I already have all these testimonials. And they're like, "Dude, like, why? Like, you already have everything built out. Like, lean into it. You love it so much, it fuels you up." I'm like, "All right, fine. Like, you know what? Like, this is my one chance. I've always dreamt of like maybe going all in on something. I'm gonna give it a shot, right?" And
Yeah,
then it
yeah,
just like it came out hot because obviously there's a lot of hype. I had a really bad like 4 or 5 months, no leads, losing money every month, and
yeah,
then I just like I built my business on impact. Okay, so like
yeah.
helping people. So the amount of times I was on free calls, free this, free that, just like handing things out, and then like it was a lot of pay it forward, and then randomly it just like boom, boom, client, 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 and it's like I was getting 10, 15 clients, 10 clients. It was just like out of nowhere.
Do you
It
know what
just
changed?
started. Dude, it's just like I said, a lot of pay it forward. A lot of people that I was helping, right? They would implement what I would do. Three
Yeah.
months later, these people would just come back, Jack. You know what? This helped me so much, but I want more. And
Do you know what? That's
that's just
so funny.
so
It's
it's like a
so funny.
lot of value forward stuff. And so that's kind
Yeah,
of how I grew my business, dude. Like literally, I've never run an ad. It's been basically just a lot of value give constantly, just
yeah,
helping people out, getting on phone calls, like that random person, Jack, can you hop? Yeah, what's up? Let's go. What this
yeah.
week? Like that's just always how I've been. And then it just started
That's
blowing up, man, and it just
just
started
to
growing like
sorry, just to
crazy. Yeah,
cut
go,
in there
go, yeah.
because this is like a literal business thing that happens with so many businesses. So the reason I know this is my fiance, she's a photographer,
Oh, awesome. Yeah, yeah.
and exactly the same thing. You get people coming for these little pictures. They want, what you would call like a cake smash or like a kid smashing up their birthday cake or, engagement photos and this. But then you realize you do their engagement photos, they want their wedding photos, and then they want their maternity photos. And then and
And then it just goes, and then
yeah,
they talk.
and now and
Then
all
they
of a
talk,
sudden,
right?
exactly
Boom.
the past 2 months, this girl, fuck me, I don't know how she's done it, but she's gone from like one wedding a month. She's got four this month,
Yep.
plus God knows what else. Just opened up our own studio, and I'm like,
It's a
that's all in
snowball,
two
man.
months, and it just
Yeah.
happens.
It
And
snowballs.
it's
Mhm,
talking to you is like I feel like I'm talking to me a few years ago, but I never took the leap. And
mhm.
it's so frustrating because I looked into the fitness courses. I looked into all this because I was obsessed. And
Yep.
now I'm punching myself slightly. But
Stop,
here we
dude. We don't need that energy here. Come on, man. There's always an opportunity. You're there's always now. So,
so now we're
um,
snowballing.
yeah, dude. Yeah, we're snowballing, and like, it was just crazy out of nowhere, right? Obviously, right now, like I'm scaling, so I'm like, I got to these, I was had like 70 clients at once, 60, 70 clients, which is craziness, and then I just realized, holy crap, I'm kind of creating my engineering job again. So now I'm in a phase where I'm like, I can only help so many people. I'm in like a bottleneck. I can't take more
Yeah,
people. So I have a bunch of coaches now working with me. And so now I'm trying to get them clientele so we can help just a lot of people at once. Right. But what I've
hell yeah.
niched down to, and it's just kind of how I am because of what I went through, because of the engineering bring up and everything, is I create basically just like a more mindset systems. Essentially, I was a system test engineer. Then I got into coding, and it's like there's always systems involved, right? And that's
Yeah,
essentially what it is for every single thing you do. There's a system, you're not putting a label on it. So that's kind of how I coach, where it's like I want to simplify health. I want to make it so you can actually do this forever.
yeah,
Almost every time, the reason why people fall off is because they're just doing too much, or they don't
yeah,
realize they're going through a phase of life and they still try to keep up with what they were doing, then they burn
yeah,
out. And it's like, listen, the system is you need to figure out where you're at and be real with yourself and then pivot and then just do what you can, right? That is the
yeah,
ultimate superpower of just understanding, being aware, right? So that's what we do. Is what we built the brand on. Basically, my whole motto is attain and sustain. So you want to attain your health and then you want to sustain it, right? Forever,
yeah,
right? So that's the goal. Where we're not as transactional. I'm going to get you weight loss. I'm going to get you everything. But what you do to lose the weight is also what you do to keep the weight off, right? So we want to teach the right type of things, to where you can lose the weight or get to the muscle or whatever, but keep doing it after you get there. Because a lot of people just like do the 75 hards or do the fad diets, do all these
yeah.
things. And then like, dude, you did the 2-a-days, you did all these things where it's like,
And
it
it's
works. Don't get me
but
wrong,
you
it
can't keep
works,
it.
but
You
you
can't
can't
keep at
keep
it.
it, dude, and it's
No.
like, why am I able to be six pack, lean all year round? Because I figured out for myself. Why can my clients learn and then figure it out for themselves? It's just because, like, you go at it with a different mindset. You go for being a healthier version of you that is like, I'm always just gonna do this no matter what, instead of just like, I'm just doing this to lose weight for this event, for this thing, and then here comes the vacation, it wipes you clean. It's like, no. That's not how
It's
it
like so
works.
many people do these like
Yeah.
weight loss journeys for a fucking photo shoot, right?
Dude,
It's like
and then they just blow up after, man,
they're
and
gonna
so
pay
that's
like
kind of that's where I've
yeah,
really positioned myself because, like I said, I'm all about impact, and,
yeah,
like, I wanna help you for the long run, like, the goal with my coaching is that you don't need me anymore,
hmm
rather than just like, there's plenty of coaching out there where it's like you just got people are just getting band-aided to coaches' hips because they don't know how to function without them. And so, like, I really want to just teach you, make you understand how to do this for you, your life situation, and then you're off, you know? So that's
what
kind
would
of what I
you?
do, man. Yeah.
What's your opinion like? What how does it say? How does it affect you? Because like over here, there's been a massive boom of like PTs. Like
Yeah.
it's fucking everyone you meet who's been to the
Everyone's a
gym
phys
for six
dude,
months.
everyone is, they're like, yeah, they get in
Everyone's got an
shape.
Instagram page.
Dude, it's so frustrating. I have a little bit of like I don't get I was an in-person trainer, right? Like I did the
Mm,
thing. My issue nowadays is just like it's just a lot of like bullshit a little bit in there, and then like people like are just putting people through movement patterns or just random things, and then like they make them feel like they got to work out, but then they don't teach anything about the lifestyle, which the lifestyle is what actually gets people to the results they want.
yeah,
And the reason why I prefer like the online coaching is mine's more of like a lifestyle health coaching rather than just like I'm a fitness trainer. Like I don't
yeah,
even say I'm a personal trainer, dude. I say I own an online health coaching company because that's what it is.
yeah,
Because like in reality, in person training, the accountability ends at the door. They leave
yeah,
the gym, it's done. Right. And so that's
yeah,
where
yeah,
like that's the tough part is like you can put anyone through whatever workout, right? But does not matter if they go out and they start drinking or they have these bad habits, they binge at night, they're gonna just keep showing up to that person. It's like that whatever, but nothing ever changes. They never actually feel better. They're still tight. They're not moving their body. So it's like um and then honestly, just a lot of people just are very quick to just like oh, I got results. Okay, I'm a coach. I'm like, that's not how it works.
it's
Dude,
mental.
I helped people for free for years, basically, before I felt like I was confident enough to charge.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
yeah.
because I'm like, I did this for myself, but I don't know their body. I don't know their body. I don't know their body. Right. And it's like, it's like crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I don't
There's
think
also
it's
a
very easy
golden
to get
feeling.
your CPT, your certification very easy nowadays, still, you know?
I think a lot of people like they'll get their friend and they'll say, "Ah, let's go to the gym," and they'll show their friend and they're like, "Oh, I can do this." Like I get such a buzz. Like I'm one of these people. Like, I advocate the gym to everybody. Like
Yeah,
if you're having
It's
a shit
amazing for you.
time, go to the gym. If you're having a shit time, go for a run. Like that. That's sort of like I
Well,
know
yeah.
it's
Movement
not
is
that
medicine,
simple,
dude. No,
but
but
it
movement is
is.
medicine. It truly
S-
is,
s-
100%.
and I love it. Like in fact, I've recently started about a week ago. My friend, he's a big lad. He won't mind me saying. He always listens. Big up, Jack.
What's
But
up?
he is another Jack.
Yeah.
um, and he was like, dude, I need to hit the gym. I was like, let's do it. And there is no feeling like actually showing someone how to work out. It's fucking phenomenal.
Dude, it's
And
so
it's
cool.
so good. You seeing them try and then push through, and you're like, right. Even the silly things like one more rep and they're struggling. You fucking do it, bro. And they do it, and you're like, come
It's
on.
exciting, dude, right? It's so fulfilling. It's so cool. It's so freaking fun.
It's
That's why I
great.
get addicted to it. That's also why people wanna coach, right? That's it.
Hmm
Like, people like it is you get a high from it,
hmm
100%. You really, 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 really do, and there's no better feeling than sharing that experience with people too. It's the same thing you get at, like, concerts when you share an experience or whatever. It's like, you just wanna keep experiencing that, and that's why people become trainers, I guess, right?
100%.
So,
And so what's like so if what would be like so let's say right I'm in shit state, my body's in shit state,
yep,
I'm tired all the time, I'm
yep.
getting spots, I'm fucking lazy, I'm not working out, and I come to you.
Yeah.
What is the journey? Yeah, no, I don't get into
Oh, yeah.
specifics because I know you got to pay for that shit now.
Nah, I mean, dude, but as I said, I always say, I'll give you the value, I'll tell you what's up, but you pay for the accountability and the customization that's to you, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Talking to me, so, like, I have no problem telling people the secrets because in reality, like, it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be exactly for them too,
hmm
so, the way I like to say it is, like, I wanna kinda audit your life a little bit. A lot of people when you have a financial problem, what do? You
yeah,
go to a financial advisor, and they rip you to shreds. They're
yeah,
like, "What? This is your problem." And the
Mhm.
problem is a lot of people with their health is they don't look within. They don't see their tendencies. They don't see, oh, maybe I'm not moving a lot. Oh, maybe I'm not eating the food. Whatever, right? So you kind of just do an audit. So we do onboarding, onboarding call. I do a really, really, really in-depth form to find out what they're eating, what their movement is. Like, wait, hey, look back to your last week. Like, what have you done? And if they're
Yeah.
like, I'm like, exactly. So a lot of people right out the gate want to be like, I want to go to the gym 4 times a week, 5 times a week. And I'm like, pump the brakes. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you haven't moved in how long? Oh, years. I'm like, so you want to go to 5 times a week and you can think you can do that right now. And they're like, shit.
It's
So
fucking
it's,
hard.
dude, so I go through what I call the foundation phase, man, where we got to build up the muscle of just showing up in some way.
Yep.
And so I have people literally just like, hey, we're going to start walking every day. Like, it's that slow.
Yep.
It's that slow. But for people like, dude, people have decades of neglect. You can't
Mhm.
expect to just show up to my coaching and then all of a sudden you're going to be able to control, alt, delete everything you just did in 3 or 4 months. Not
Yeah.
happening. So that's why I have such a gripe against like lose all the weight in 3 month program. I'm like, dude,
Mhm.
yeah, but like what about the rest of their years after? So it's we go
Yeah.
through a foundation phase of like just understanding your body, moving a little bit more. We might do some workouts, right? It might be 2 days a week or whatever. It's just all about like what can you handle right now? And I like to put it like in your busiest
Mhm.
week, like you're psychotic busy. What could you still do? And they're like, okay,
Right.
like, and we figure that out. I'm like, cool. So you're still going to do that in your most free week. And they're like, what? But I could do all this. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the point. The point is that you just keep showing up and then you still be a human being when you do have a free
Yeah.
week. I'm not here to replace your, like, I'm not trying to make you a bodybuilder. And I think that's where a lot of people go crazy is the second they
Yep.
get so much free time, like, all right, well, I'm just going to start being this most active mofo, whatever. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the life you're trying to live. So what do you
That's
do?
why people quit as well.
Yeah, dude, it's like that's why people fall off. It's like they get the
Mhm.
second they get some free time, they go through a phase of life. They're like, oh, whatever. They do 75 hard, they do all this, and they crash and burn when life gets busy, or like they have a
Yep.
kid, or they change jobs, and it's more. It's like it gets hard. It gets hard. So I'm like,
I can
listen,
attest to that. I am
we're,
living proof.
yeah, it's just
Literally.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like I get real with them and say, this is how we're going to start out. We're going to move more. We're going to do maybe some body weight workouts at home. And then we slowly build up. Now, like you have experience, right? So if you came to me and you have an experience and you're already going 4 times a week, then I'll lean into that. It's all about coming to where the person is at and being very like custom. But like if they're starting at zero, dude, then like I am like literally just slowly building up. And then I go through like a build phase where we're like kind of, okay, we're building momentum, guys. We're going to start walking more. We might work out a little bit. We might go to the
Yeah.
gym or we might do more home workouts. We're going to start eating more quality food, adding the right stuff. We're going to try to eat more food. But when I say more food, I don't necessarily mean like most calories you ever had in your life. It's like more quality, like adding the right stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Slowly build that up, understanding food, seeing food as fuel, just kind of slowly building their whole lifestyle up, understanding how to, not fall off. Like you can still enjoy yourself on a Friday, just get back to it on Saturday, like just mindset work, various
Yep.
different things. And then like all of a sudden, dude, like by month 3, 4, they're different, right? They're like, okay, I can do this. I'm confident I can show up. And then if they do have to lose weight, that's when I kind of push into that. I'm like, hey, you actually have like figured out how to do the life. Now let's start going into the weight loss, right?
Yeah.
Because now you figured it out. And so then we go at it a way where it's like a lot of people like, oh, weight loss, 40 minutes of cardio, no working out, yada, yada. I'm like, nope. The goal is
Mhm.
to lose weight in the most sustainable and easy way possible. Because what you do to lose the weight is what you do to keep it off too, almost
Yeah,
always.
yeah,
Right. So it's like
yeah,
you want to make sure it's like, okay, like we might increase the steps a little bit, but that's about it. We might eat a little bit less food, but that's about it. We might do a little bit of cardio or, sure, a little bit more, but it's not like you're killing yourself every day because the
mhm.
goal is to be insanely consistent. Everyone has a consistency problem, right? It's not an intensity problem. They have a
Yeah, yeah,
consistency thing. It's like you got to look at weeks as like a weekly, like every single week is like your health is a weekly average, right? So
yeah,
it's not a day by day. It's like what it look like for the week. So you could have it, enjoy yourself 1 or 2 days, sure, but if the rest of the week's good, kind of averages out, right? Good. But
yeah.
the problem is when people just go whatever. But like that's the point, right? So then we go at weight loss with a more sustainable approach. We're not losing the 50 pounds in a month, the couple months, but we are losing the 20, and then that sets the person up to be like, okay, I know how to do this for myself. Boom. All of a sudden, it's like it's a walk in the park. People are like, holy shit, like this is actually not that hard, right? But you need
Yeah.
to open your eyes. You need to kind of give in to understanding just the basics and just kind of like a little bit of a life change. But I'm not trying to overhaul your whole livelihood. I'm just trying to open your eyes a little bit of like what you could do each day, and then slowly but surely build on that. So that's kind of the blueprint, man. Slowly but surely, and like literally, if you come in to my coaching with an open mind and commit to what I tell you, you will get results guaranteed. Like, it's not even the question. Like, I know you will. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what phase, like what you're doing, how busy you are in your life, you will see results, right? It's just like, can you do the dang thing? That's, and then, I mean, the way I do coaching is like, I'm basically a little birdie in their ear 24/7, like 24/7.
Some people need that though. Like most people
Oh,
do.
I
Uh,
I built the program to help this guy, right? Like 80 pounds
Yeah,
ago, right? Like, I'm like, how do I make sure that I don't, because I fell on and off over and over and over again. You know what I mean? It's like, if I just had someone the next day, like adding a little comment to my food log, because that's what I do, dude. Every morning, I'm like, all right, so how'd they do? Like, I have like huge client list, but that I spent my whole morning doing it because I know that them seeing a comment of like, yo, good job, or hey, maybe adjust
he's
this,
there. Like
whatever.
you're there.
Dude, oh my God. It's like the amount of comments I've gotten saying like, oh dude, if I didn't have you commenting the next day, like I think I would have like had a struggle to, honestly. And I'm like, boom.
100%.
And that
And
alone is the reason why I do it. Right. So
I think like that's something obviously not to belittle anything you do, but I think that's something that people within like within your gym social life, you can get a little bit of that from like knowing and being around the right people with regards
right,
to them just
correct.
keeping on top of you. And that's something I feel like I've always needed. That's why I get my friends to go with me because then
Yeah.
we're always talking about it. Um what would you say is like the leading sort of reason why people feel the need to come to you? Like what is the worst habits or what is it that's really like fucking people up?
So the reason why most people come to me is they've fallen off over and over again. That's pretty much
Hmm.
it. Or they claim they don't have enough time. Like, those are the
Yeah.
two biggest ones. They've tried it before, they can't figure it out, right? Or like they claim they just don't have enough time. Like, I used to be able to do it, but I can't do it now. I'm so swamped. That's what I mainly, those are the two main things.
Okay.
But in terms of like what squashes people the most is just the environment. It's like you were kind of
Yeah.
saying, it's like literally like your whole identity almost always, like I was like saying, like, with my whole journey of struggle, is because of
Yeah.
the environment I kept, what I was just in the entire time. Like, if I
Yeah. Yeah.
stayed in certain environments growing up, I would have kept being that person, but because I put myself in other ones, right? So it's like, it really is all about who you put yourself around, because it is very hard off rip to just like be the odd man out. 100%.
100%.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
when I was taking on my health journey, I was so alone. Like, I literally had no one. The only people I
Yeah.
had was at the gym. So that's why I was so like, I'm just gonna keep going to see the homie that like only knows me for 30 seconds every time I see
And
him. I'm like, what's up, dude? But like,
I
I looked
fucking
forward to that, dude. You know what I
I
mean?
hate this whole gym bro shit as well. You know how people go, oh, gym bro this, gym bro that. You don't know what they do for other people. Like having that one person you see at the gym and you
Dude,
just give
it's,
them a
you get
nod or a
excited.
hello. It's like,
Yeah, man.
come
Like,
on.
it's
Or
so
if,
simple, man. It's
yeah,
so simple. Even the staff, man. Like, people
oh,
don't
dude.
understand. Like, when I was like just like losing the weight and like struggling, it's like seeing those people smiling when I entered, like, for where I was in such a bad spot, was like everything. Like,
Yeah.
everything for me. I'm like, they're happy to see me. Like, I'm not like, I'm not feeling good in my body, but they are like stoked to see me here, And then there's
Hmm.
that massive dude who's like reassuring me, like, yo, like, keep going. And I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm staring at
Because
myself in the
he's big
mirror,
and
and
he's like,
some guy is
yes.
like, well, some guy is saying, dude, I've seen you putting in the work. Good work, man. And I'm like,
Hmm.
all right, like, it was,
It's a great
dude, I'm
feeling,
like
man.
glowing right now. Like, it reminds me of those situations being in the gym. I'm like, dang, dude, like, that's why I do what I do. So it's crazy. So just getting in the right environments is like the number one thing. And so that's why it's like, when someone comes in, works with me, it's like, you're working with me, you're gonna hear what I preach, what I talk about every week, all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you just feel like you're just surrounded by it a lot more now, which helps people so much. And obviously, I
And
have a community where other people are doing things too, and you can hear that stuff. But yeah,
it's also
so
become more prominent, hasn't it? I think training, going to the gym, working out, and healthy lifestyles. I feel like, as much as I mentioned earlier, that when I look around, all I see is fat people. Like, but at the same time, it's like the gym and working out and living a healthy lifestyle is expanding massively. I
it
find
definitely
that,
is getting more popular, 100%. I think
and
it's because it's
that's
become most welcoming out of, nowadays, because it's just like there's so much you can do.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but the issue lies that there's like so many things out there also claiming that they're like the perfect way to do things, or like they're right, right? There's so much
yeah.
misinformation. So it's like people start, but then they like quickly fall off just because they're like, oh, but like I can't be carnivore. So like, what's the point? Or like, I'm not doing this workout. So it's like, I'm not going to burn the fat off of my abs. So it's like, what's the point? It's just like, There's just it's like very welcoming, but it's also very discouraging because very quickly people are just like being told they're wrong.
And
You
it's
know?
fucking hard as well. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, in fact, before I say what I gotta say, what I'll ask this one question because a lot
Yeah.
of people answer this differently. What is the more important? Is it your food? Is it food or is it training?
Oh, it's food 100%.
Hundred
Like,
percent.
yeah, it's not even remotely close.
Your
Remote
body's a vehicle, and your food is your
Yeah.
fuel, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, genuinely, it's because, like, built in your body has a BMR. You're already burning calories per day. It's already what you
Hmm.
do. The food also, the quality of the food, the protein drives that BMR, or you know what I mean,
Yeah.
quite a bit amount, right? So it's like that alone is huge, and you can't outwork a bad diet. You can easily, like, I mean, you hear about all the time. It's like you could destroy 1,000 calories in an instant. You go try to burn 1,000 calories in the gym, you will
Yes,
be
fucking nails.
dead. You will never, you'll be there for it's crazy. So it's like you can't outwork a bad diet. Obviously, weight training is important. Putting on muscle for helping your basal metabolic rate is very important. Like you do want to put on muscle. It is like your number one basically defense system against aging, but it's not everything. It is not everything. You know what I mean? Like your body is basically made up of like four major categories your metabolism. It's like your BMR, right? Which is called your NEAT,
Hmm.
non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is how much you move, right? So like
Yep.
even before like the gym, I say you got to move more because that's where a lot of people
Get
are like,
10K
oh,
in.
not even 10, do more than before. You know what I mean? That's the
Yeah.
problem too, right? Is like you said 10K, but if like someone's moving 2 or 3,000 steps, how far away does 10K seem? Brutal,
Yeah. True. True.
brutal.
Yeah.
So it's like the
Yeah.
goal is just move a little bit more than before, but then like all of a sudden it was like if you can't get 10K, you're just a piece of shit. It's like no, just do more than before.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's a very fair point
Yeah, so you just
actually.
gotta do more than before. It's just
And
like
I always find like obviously with like dieting as well, it's like I've always looked at it myself because I fucking hate cardio. I hate walking. I
I
hate
just
running.
I despise cardio, but like I love walking because you gotta make it fun.
Yeah, well,
Like
this is the thing. So having my
go
boy
play
now,
Pokemon Go, dude. Let's go. Come
oh
on
dude, I
now.
fucking love Pokemon.
Dude, it's so good.
Honestly, I've got like I got this like little
Dude, add
yeah.
me.
And but I found like because I hate cardio, I can
Yeah.
diet better because I'm
Yep.
like, I don't need to fucking run if I
Nope.
could just eat that one less thing,
Yeah.
And that's how my mind works. So with regards to, I was asking about the reason I asked for the diet is because I have a follow up question is
Yo, yeah, go. Yeah, yeah.
healthy food is so fucking expensive.
Is it?
Like, I don't know if you find it like the same over there, but over here, right? All the shit food is cheap as like so fucking cheap. And
It
I
is
think
dirt
that
cheap.
what a lot of people struggle with, especially over here, is like to be fair, England's fucked at the minute. The prices are ridiculous. But like to tell somebody like, oh, eat this healthy shit, like eat these healthy things,
I know.
and that you do the shopping, and you're like, what the fuck? It's doubled my bill. It obviously that's not viable for like everybody, I guess. Um, so what would be like just if you could just say to someone, look, this is like these are easy to get. Include these in your diet. Like for me, it's like eggs. Like eggs are
Yeah.
they're easy to get. You can scramble them, poach them, fry them, omelets, everything.
Mhm.
Like what would be like if you could just look at like say 5 foods that someone could have during the day, which would replace like shit food and make it so much better.
So I'll do you one better. It's only expensive because people are overcomplicating it.
Hmm.
So when someone quote unquote wants to be healthy,
Hmm.
right? When you do eat not necessarily as healthy a food, you're right. It is cheaper and you can eat something different every freaking night, more or less, right? It's pretty cheap.
Hmm.
But what happens is if you try to replicate that, where you start trying to have something different every day, every night for every meal and healthy, yes, it gets expensive because
Hmm.
it's just the reality of the situation. So you got to simplify things. Everyone has staple meals. So like what I tell clients, what I tell people, it's like you just need to like find foods that you do enjoy, buy them in
Yeah.
bulk and eat them and repeat, and then rotate things through. That's pretty much how you keep the bill down, right? Because in reality, eating healthy is not super expensive at all. It
Yeah.
really isn't. But like you're just trying to do these fancy ass meals every single night, or you're trying to
Trying to
like
keep
make
it
these,
exciting.
dude. Yeah. So it's like, which no, that's not even the exciting thing, dude. It's just like people just start trying to chef up. Genuinely, like people are just all of a sudden, and then they get the spices, and then they get like this, and then this, and it's like you're wondering why the bill's
It's for
so
the
high.
Instagram picture.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. So it's like just simplify your food, You know, everyone more or less eats the same thing every single day, pretty much always for breakfast or lunch, pretty much on average. Like, look at your 7 days. What are you eating on repeat? Now it's like try to replicate that. Stop trying to change things up too much when you start trying to be healthy. Find your go-to meals and then just rinse, repeat. And you'll find your bill come down like significantly. Like my bill between me and my girlfriend is not a lot. It really is between two.
What's your favorite meal?
Oh, dude, I love a big Greek yogurt bowl. I'm a sweet tooth guy in the morning, dude.
Oh,
I love
really?
Greek yogurt bowls. Yeah, big,
And
and I love them. But um, and then also I do love like tacos, and I like
oh,
stuff
they've
like
just
that.
brought Taco Bell over here as well.
Dude,
Fuck, that
but
shit's a
but that's
killer,
a
man.
it is a killer, but you can replicate it yourself. It's not that
Yeah.
hard. You know what I mean? It
I'm
is
lucky I've got an
doable.
American fiance because she can make all this good shit,
Oh,
She's a
let's go,
very good
dude.
cook. Um, so, okay, so do you have like cheat days?
Oh, of
Or is
course. I
that
don't even call them cheat days. I just eat them and move on. That,
what's your shit food? What would like
dude,
if you
just
just
pizza
do
done.
Domino? Oh,
You went
bro.
Domino's right away, dude. I
Oh,
like my
bro.
quality pizza.
Oh no, I'm a shit bag, honestly. Because
Oh man,
what happens is if I start to feel like if I got like a little bit of like this is the worst thing anyone can ever do. So please, no one ever do this.
don't do it.
If I start like having like a little bit of a flu or a cold coming on, I'm like, I want a fucking Domino's. It's so bad. It's
But dude,
so bad.
yeah, but that doesn't happen often, so it's okay.
No,
You know what I mean?
no.
So like, I want people to like premise, like I said, I was talking about averages earlier. It's like you can enjoy yourself every single week, no problem, as long as you're good the rest. I don't even call them cheat meals. I just enjoy myself. And so every Friday or even Saturday, like I have a large cheese pizza or pepperoni pizza to myself every time, full one,
Fuck yeah. Fuck
ridiculously
yeah.
massive, and like I have
I
six pack
respect that.
lean every dude. It's like part of what I do. Like if you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice every Friday, genuinely, I'm like Pizza Fridays every time.
Do you know what? I actually searched you up before and I couldn't find it, so I'll have to get the app. So
But yeah,
it,
dude. So that's my go-to. I love pizza. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's something I indulged in like every day when I was overweight. But like I
there's
just love
something
pizza.
about it, man. There's
Yeah,
something
man.
about
Something
it.
about it.
What's
Oh, it's so good.
who do you admire in the like fitness industry?
Oof. Who do I admire right now or when I was getting started?
Go, give me five,
Give me
either
five
or
right now.
ever.
That's tough. I mean, five people. There's a lot of people that I when I was starting that like I don't like nowadays. So because I kind of see through the bullshit more or less.
I like that. I don't know if you've sorry to cut him. That there's an Australian guy. Is his name Jack as well?
I don't know.
Shit, I'll have to send him to you. He's actually really cool. He's interesting. It sounds like you're very similar in like what you talk about.
Oh,
Um,
cool. Let's go.
I'll have to
There's
find out.
there's a
But
lot of cool
he's
guys out there. I love I mean Jeff Nipper's great. I like the science stuff. I'm an engineer. I'm a nerd, so like I
mhm.
love what he talks about. So there's this group or YouTube channel called Renaissance Peterization, which is Mike Israetel. So he's a lot more science based. Just real freaking stuff. There's this guy on Instagram called Train Bloom. He's fantastic for information. So like I would say like probably those guys are like
Okay.
my trio that I kind of lean into a lot, or I say, hey, like people asking me for information, I'm like these guys because they don't
Yeah, yeah.
they cut the bullshit. They're pretty solid. I also like this guy named he's a doctor, Peter Attia. He's a doctor all
Okay.
about longevity approach, which is what I preach. Unbelievable person to follow. Very very just all about just longevity
Yeah,
approach, which
yeah.
is it's just there's nothing if you're he's probably the top one, honestly. His podcast is fantastic. His information's great. Um, but a lot of just people that are science based, really driven on like the right stuff, not just like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bro stuff or things that's popping up out of nowhere. Just like the raw milk out of nowhere, the carnivore people are saying fruit is bad and like this and yada yada.
So
I'm
you're
like,
not loving Liver King then?
don't get me started on Liver King, dude. Oh man. Or like what's his name? Paul something or Gary Blank. I forget their names, but there's just these people there that are just going out and about making these crazy claims.
Hmm.
And it's just like it's just brutal. At the end of
And
the
they're really
day,
fucking up the industry as well.
oh, they're ruining it, dude. Because all of a sudden people are like, because people fall behind it too. That's what
Yeah.
happens is like, these influencers start falling behind what they say and then just like explode it, make these crazy claims too. And it's just like, it just spreads like wildfire. And that's what I'm saying is like, people just have so much misinformation to go off of when they're starting right now. It's such a problem. But in reality, it's like, if you're overweight, it didn't just magically happen. Your metabolism's not broken. Your gut is not destroyed. You just are likely not moving as much as you were before. Your
Yeah.
metabolism is not like, even people like in their 40, 50, 60s, they say, oh, my metabolism's screwed. There is literally this meta-analysis study. I don't know what it is. Like, I can't cite it off rip, but like all these, these people that are science-based that I'm talking about have
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
pushing it. Your metabolism is literally the same as like from 20 to 60. Like, it does not
Yeah. Yeah.
change. What changes is that you stop moving. What changes is that you're probably not eating as much protein.
And your
What changes,
testosterone, obviously.
dude, yeah, your hormonal stuff, but like that
Mm.
doesn't affect your metabolism as much as you think. So
Right.
like
Okay.
it's more so just like you're not moving as much. You're probably not eating as much food. You're not working out. So that's what happens. So it's just, yeah. So I could ramble forever on that shit.
Nah, that's cool. Well, for everybody who's listening, my favorite, anyone in the fitness industry, I mean, he's not even that crazy about like fitness, but Eddie Hall. I just love
Oh,
Eddie
Eddie
Hall.
Hall's a beast,
Like,
dude.
he's fucking that
I
guy.
love what he
Like,
represents, man. He's
he's
a
so
great guy.
funny as
Yeah,
well.
he's
He's
a
just
great
like
guy. He's a great dude.
back up your bullshit kind of guy, and I like that. Listen, man, I'm gonna let you go, but what I'd like to do before you go is you
We
just
could talk
shout out.
forever, couldn't we?
I honestly, I would. I'll definitely give you a follow though, 100%.
Let's do
And
it.
if you could just tell everyone where they can find you,
Sure.
and also I'm assuming your coaching, lifestyle coaching, is that worldwide? Obviously,
Oh,
because
worldwide. Oh
it's all
yeah. Oh
online.
yeah.
Time zones,
I
aren't they?
coach. I have someone in Canada. I have someone in Spain. I've had someone in the Philippines. Like I've coached all over the world. So it does not
Cool,
matter.
man.
Time zone stuff gets complicated, but we make it work. We make it work for sure.
Awesome,
Um,
awesome.
but yeah, you
So
can
yeah,
find
where
me
can
at
everyone find you?
yeah. So my Instagram is probably my best spot. At Sorenson Fit, SORENSON Fit. And if you're trying to just check out my, just what I do, SorensonFitness.com. Super easy.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's the spot. Shoot me a message. I'd love to know that
Amazing.
you listen to the pod. That'd be super
Amazing.
cool. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, everybody, I appreciate everybody who's listening and whatnot. Yeah, as always, please like, comment, subscribe, share the shit out of this. Like, tell your nan, tell your
Let's
dog
run
about
it.
it because it's super interesting. I try to have conversations that I believe people need to hear. I'm not here to talk shit. I'm not here to lie. I'm not here to beat around the bush. Try and be as straightforward as possible, and also health as wealth. So
Damn
just
right.
fucking get at it and stay sexy, people. As always, thank you for listening. And I will end it as I always end it. If you see somebody on the street and they are your friend or not, and you say, "How are you?" actually mean it, because you don't know what they could be going through that day and you could save their life. Thanks for listening. Peace.